cage is, and I just scrubbed it up, scraped it real good, and I painted it with chassis saver. So this was all rusted, but it didn't have any holes in it. So
chassis saver.
Yeah, it's an epoxy primer paint that's used for saving chassis, I guess.
Is it that POR stuff, or is it?
No, this isn't POR.
Okay.
This is, I think, is a little bit better than POR.
Oh. Okay.
This actually has a finish to it.
Right.
Whereas the POR is it's not VOH or VOC compliant with the sun and all other stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Then this has all been scrubbed up. These have all been cleaned up, painted. I cleaned all his threads up for his seats, so we can pull his seats in. Here's his new transmission thing. And then here, back here, this wiring was all shot, so I put new harness in the back here. So that's all done. I glued this thing back on because that was broken off, and this was busted, so I fixed that too. And I painted his wheel wells. So his wheel wells are all back the way they're supposed to be.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, it looks great under here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And then here, right there, this backwards 6 or a G, and then it's 216. Those are his, I think that's his job number.
Oh,
and I've always seen them, and they've always been in white chalk, but for some reason this car is in yellow chalk. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if these chalk marks here are factory either. I left them on there. I'm not sure, but I figured what the hell.
Right, sure.
Nobody's going to really see it. And he's got chalk marks up here, too. These are kind of hard to see. It's the same number. It's either backwards 6 or a G, and it's a 216 right there.
Right, yeah.
So I basically, and then here's his engine compartment. I cleaned this all up, painted underneath the hood. This got a new harness in it.
Wow, look at the hood. Underneath the hood. Looks amazing.
Yeah. And his headlight motors right here, those have been rebuilt. And I haven't obviously tried them yet because I don't have the body back on. And I gave him some horns because he had this little dorky horn, so I had some GM horns left over. So it should sound like a vet now.
Why did he have dorky horns on there?
He had one horn. One, because they probably went bad. Instead of getting GM horns, he just got a Hornet Autos.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I don't even remember what it sounded like, but this will sound just like it's supposed to. And then I gave him new A-arm covers. Those are what the staples. There's no more rivets and crap. Same thing over here. And I painted his wheel wells here in the front.
Jeez.
So that's all done. And then his splash aprons that go up underneath here, they're not in here now, but I put new rubbers on those with the new staples and everything too. So the underneath this car and the chassis, that looks really pretty good to go. I obviously didn't touch anything on top, and I haven't done anything to the interior.
How did you, is this just paint, or is this the same kind of chassis saver stuff?
No. Chassis saver is for this
strictly for that
rotten, rusted metal.
Okay.
This stuff here is a special paint I use that looks like an OEM. It actually comes in spray cans. It's got just the right sheen to it, and it's passed a lot of shows and stuff that I've had cars in. It just looks like OEM. Oh, and then the other thing is too, all the bolts that were stripped and broken off in his hood, I replaced all those, and then including the one that was broken off in his hood prop rod, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, wow.
And then, of course, I cleaned up his master cylinder, and I redid all this too.
Oh, that's the original master cylinder?
Yep.
And did you paint that?
Yep, clean it up, paint
What kind of paint is on there?
That's Cast Blast.
Cast Blast.
Yeah. If you got any questions, if you're going to do this Mustang, I mean, I can give you all kinds of tips and what you need to do to make it look original. Then over here, I had his radiator tested. That tested out good. I painted that. And I was going to put part of his ignition shielding on, and then I painted the bottom of his air cleaner, but I didn't. He's worried about money, so I didn't buy a new air cleaner tank or anything like that. So I just let that go. Now the only other thing I didn't do is his heater core, because he asked me about that. I have to take that out from the inside. I can't crawl inside here with the body off.
Right, yeah.
But it did leak before, so like I said, when I get the body on and I get everything else done, I'll ask him if he wants me to do any more, or if he wants me to just button it up and call it quits. Whatever he wants to do.